Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another Marvel Comics disaster. This did not go the way Marvel Comics thought. Marvel Comics is introducing 4 new transgender superheroes. Wait till you hear their names. Wait till you hear their powers. This is right up there with the Miles Morales Thor debacle and the Snowflake and Safespace.
Oh, it's not as best. Well,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's I like the idea that they're doing new characters. Everybody says make new ones. That's cool. They're not just repurposing other ones. I think that's a great idea. And then that's all the further it goes where I think it's a good idea, because then it comes across for some of these as more insulting.
It is very insulting. In fact, if you go out and look at the reactions to this, we've got 155 angry frowny faces.
Ooh.
That's how much people like this. Not a good look, Disney. Not a good look, Marvel. We're going to talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. Guys, over 271,000 subs.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you. That was a kind of a half-butted.
Woohoo! I'm tired. Woohoo!
More woohoo. There you go. So let's talk about this. We do talk about the comic book industry. We've been talking a lot about Marvel Comics lately. They've been doing some really stupid stuff. We had the Miles Morales Thor backlash. Of course, they made Miles Morales Thor in a what if, and his version of Asgard, his utopia, is basically a ghetto.
Yeah, he calls it the Hood. The
Hood, yeah, and it was pretty insulting. So insulting, in fact, the writer had to apologize for it. He apologized to the Twitter outrage mob, and then Snowflake and Safespace, which are still missing. These heroes were introduced like 2 years ago, and their comic got pushed back because of the pandemic, and we have no idea where that comic is.
What was so funny when I was talking about these new characters and I was mentioning it, the first thing Squid King asked was, "Is it Kibblesmith again?"
No, it's not. It's not Daniel Kibblesmith. But anyway, this is Marvel introducing 4 new trans superheroes during Marvel Voices Pride #1, now available from Marvel.
Again, why can't they introduce these characters other times of the year? No, we have to do it in Pride when we can cash in. It's also insulting. Why? So what? You're only these characters are only good enough like once a year.
Yeah, they exist once a year.
Yeah, it's like Santa Claus. You come out once a year.
Kind of like the Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, once a year that trans characters or any characters that identify this way are suddenly, everywhere.
So this is what's funny about this, because every time they try to signal, they wind up sticking their foot in their mouth. And so wait till you hear the names. Wait till you hear the names here. The story introduces readers to 4 new trans characters, all of whom are equipped with their own unique set of skills. The group includes Pity Girl, you heard that right, Pity Girl, who has the ability to hypnotize people with sad stories.
I mean, really, sounds like a self-insert. Sounds like Twitter.
She can hypnotize people with sad stories. Pity
like this
Girl.
One's. Okay, so wait. Is this book just a form of her hypnosis? Because it sounds like it's going to be a sad story.
Aphelion, who has freezing powers. Okay, fine. Good Arson, as opposed to bad arson. To bad arson. Good Arson can ignite objects with his mind.
Wait, good arson.
Good arson.
Well, arson means you're setting things on fire on purpose. I mean, I don't think
this is good arson, not bad arson.
Don't get them confused. Bad arson, straight white.
I was going to say that. Bad arson.
I just voted for Trump.
He did, yeah. And Face Shopper, who can shapeshift into items she deems cool.
So my girlfriend wants a big vibrator, so I'm going to shapeshift him to one.
Is it a cool vibrator?
I guess.
Then she can shapeshift into it. Yes, this is the representation that Marvel Comics is going to give you.
Items would imply that you're turning. I mean, okay, even if you shapeshifted into like a car, for example, you're still a fleshy car. If you shapeshifted
no. There is Turbo Teen. Remember Turbo Teen?
No.
Nobody remembers Turbo Teen.
There's probably a reason.
Turbo Teen could turn into a car. Yeah, his face, it just like stretched into like a grill. Yeah, and he turned into a sports car.
A grill. That's funny.
Yeah.
If they did that now, with the way Marvel's going, darn well they'd make him not white. Because he'd have a grill.
Oh, the grill.
You know damn well, because when he's in his hood.
Pop the hood.
I'm not wrong. Anyway.
Before long, the support group, there's a support group a support group for these trans characters, is interrupted when Spider-Man comes along, crashes through a wall, followed by the Sinister Syndicate. Okay, the four heroes and D-Man quickly jump into action and apprehend the villains, while Spider-Man takes a moment to recover and catch his breath and probably get lectured and to hear a sad story.
Pity Girl comes into play.
Oh my God!
What the heck's D-Man?
I don't know. So
what's D stand for?
Well, I don't know. So here's the thing. So Pity Girl tries to spin her sad story to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's like, "I got a sad story for you. Once upon a time, I had an Uncle Ben. Yeah. Once upon a time, I had a wife named Mary Jane. Should I go on? I had a friend."
Oh, this has been a sad story for everyone right now. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Marvel. The end.
Marvel is the sad story. Yeah, so anyway, this writer's name is Freud. He previously shared that he was thrilled to be working on the story for Marvel Voices Pride #1. I worked at a comic shop all of high school and college, so writing for Marvel was already a dream come true.
Wait.
Wait, what? Is this his first gig?
It can't be, right? I mean, just talking in general. If this is the first gig, that's I worked at a comic shop, so I'm qualified. I mean, well, I guess if they read the comics, that already makes them more qualified than most of the writers.
That is true.
They already have working there. So, I mean, you know.
I will give them that, right? The fact that I was able to create 4 new trans teen heroes with Scott is totally surreal.
Does he have on there that his idol is Kibblesmith?
I'm sorry. I want D-Man, one of Marvel's gayest and goofiest characters. I have heard of D-Man. I don't think I've ever read anything with D-Man. I find new purpose working in an LGBT youth center and mentoring this ragtag group of fruity knuckleheads.
Right, because the only way they could be mentored is if it's another person that was that you know is represented by the same type of person.
So this is what the story's called, Pity Girl. Okay, Pity Girl and Alpha Long return in Marvel Voices Pride #1's Permanent Sleepover, story by writer Charlie Jane Anders, Rose Stein, Ted Brandt, Tamara Bonvillain.
No, that explains a lot.
And whatever. Permanent Sleepover marks the first appearance of Escapade and Sheila, a new transgender mutant hero. Okay, fine. But Pity Girl. Oh, okay, so here's something Pity Girl says. Why can't I be loved and feared? Actually, it's more like I'm hated, feared, and fetishized. People project so much stuff onto me.
Well, they're so good at, they're already good at projection. I'm feared and fetishized, but you know, they project onto me. Yep. And the writer did not project in any way, shape, or form here.
I must be IMAX. Makes me never want to talk to anyone. You know, it could be worse. I just saw a tweet today from the official Nutter Butter account. The official Nutter Butter Twitter account had something about nutting on people. Yeah. Today, like, I'm like, is this a thing the brands do now? Is like, we're like Radio Shack's talking about hawking NFTs, and of course, you know, we have the last Blockbuster, and we got Wendy's being sassy. She's a sassy ginger.
Well, she's ginger. She'd be sassy. Let's be honest.
And now Nutter Butter's apparently talking about nutting.
Busting nuts.
I don't know. Maybe because it's Pride Month. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to do with Pride
Busting
Month.
makes me feel so good.
It's just a weird thing for a brand. Just shut up, brand.
What if,
go home. You're drunk.
What if you have a nut allergy?
Well, that's the thing.
I don't want your Nutter Butter
they're
all over.
They're istophobes. They're, you know,
you're
phobic.
Nut-phobic.
They're phobic, clearly.
Nut-phobe. Anyway,
the poor peanut allergy people, they should just go out of business.
Yeah, speaking of nuts, Marvel Comics, I don't even know what else to say anymore. It's like, obviously, I am not the target demographic for this comic. But this, if I were...
who is the target demographic for this comic?
I don't know.
Think it's transgender people either.
Do you really?
Pity Girl, her power is to tell you sad stories that hypnotize you. That's your great go-to power for your transgender character.
Do you really want to be represented by a character named Pity Girl? I'm just saying.
I mean, it could have been worse. We had Snowflake and Safespace. So they didn't have, like, you know, something with a rainbow, like a leprechaun or something, or, you know, the trans leprechaun rainbow. I don't know. I'm tired. Or something like, you know, they could have gone much worse. It could have been more on the nose. Like, you have D-Man, it could have been, you know, L-Girl, or, you know,
D-Boy.
D-Boy, no. That'd get you arrested. I don't know. It could have been.
Know. I just couldn't believe. I mean, we weren't gonna do this video at first, and then he told me that the characters' names were Pity Girl, and her power was to
tell sad stories.
Tell sad stories.
I'm like, that's called Twitter.
It's Twitter, yeah.
To manipulate, bully you, and use by like making you feel bad. To Twitter. her powers Twitter.
And then they just nut all over the place when they're done.
Well, that's nothing. They didn't say that. That's nutter butter.
That's nutter.
That's on them. Apparently, they're implying
It's on a
that
lot
they're
of
made
people.
of nut butter, and that's just
It's all over the place.
And
Anyway,
I like nutter butters.
well, they like you too.
Apparently.
They really like you. All right, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.